All right, welcome back to the TheSanzSho. This is Tori Sands. Of course, we are joined here with Cyrus.
Hi, how you doing?
We've got Geronimo.
Yeah.
We've got Miss Diamond from 7 Mile Radio.
What's up, everybody?
And we've got C. Hall, of course. This is the time when we answer all emails.
Ooh,
And I got a couple emails here for you guys, and this is really interesting. So I'm going to start reading this one for you right now. Okay, it says, Dear TheSanzSho, I have a sexual relationship with my mother's fiance. Check this out. He and I used to mess around 3 years ago before I moved away to North Carolina for a job. Now, the reason that I decided to break it off with him was because I found out that he was married then. Fast forward 3 years later, I've since returned back to Brooklyn, and my mother is engaged to this man. She used to tell me about how happy she was with the new guy in her life, but hasn't had a clue about our past history with one another. I'll admit that it was only about the sex, with him and I. And once I returned back to NY, I got in contact with him, and he told me that he was divorced and had moved on from his ex-wife. But he failed to tell me that he was engaged to someone. So we met up, had sex for the first time in 3 years. Come to find out, this same man is now my mother's fiance, whom she introduced me to at a family function. I was completely stunned, and so was he. He since has been calling my phone, begging me not to say anything. What should I do, TheSanzSho? Okay.
Pick me. Tell your mother. Okay, first you haven't seen him in 3 years, and he was already engaged to your mother when you came back. Tell your mother. Because you know what? He's a cheater, and he's not going to be faithful to your mother, and he can't be trusted. So, you know what? There's going to be a lot of hurt. There's going to be a lot of pain. But you know what? It's just going to have to happen. It's unfortunate, but you know what? You love your mother more about that type of situation and what kind of man he is. Yeah. So that's what I have to say.
I was just going to say, and if he slept with you after 3 years of not seeing you, he's already cheated on your mother.
Yeah, exactly. It was like he's engaged already. Yeah. Whether or not she knew at the time that it was her mother or not.
He lied in the first place. Yeah. The first time you guys kicked it because
he was married.
He was married. Yep. So he has a track record. I mean, it's
and you need to make better decisions. Yep. And can I just say this too? Crystal, I don't know if you had anything to say.
Go ahead.
Okay. Can I just say this she didn't leave a name or anything, but it depends on your relationship with your mother, because your mom, if you guys are close and you could talk about anything, then that's when you feel more, comfortable talking to her about this situation. Let her know, hey, Mom, I didn't know this. And I ran into him, or I called him when I got back here, because we had a good sexual relationship. And then I find out, just talk to her and let her know how you feel, where you're coming from. But if you and your mom have this battling, jealousy type relationship, I'm not really sure if that's a good idea, because it can kind of hinder things. Because sometimes, the mom might kind of come up with an idea that, hey, you knew this.
Women are competitive.
Yeah, you knew this. So why the fuck are you trying to interrupt my relationship? So I don't know. I don't
exactly. No, it depends.
It's another catch-22.
I was just going to say, piggyback off of what Geronimo said. Someone told me it's better to shed a tear now than cry a river later. Mm-hmm. So I would say go ahead and tell your mom. But then again, when Tori said that, women are competitive. So it depends on the relationship you have with your mom. If you have that relationship with your mom that is a good, stable relationship, then yes, go ahead and tell your mom. But if it's not a good, stable relationship, I don't know, because your mom may come up with some other stuff to say, well, hey, you made her know this and that and that and this and that. But then you also have to think of the man. Here's the bigger thing. Don't even put him in the picture. Kick his ass to the side. You think about you and your mom. Who's more important? Important between you and your mom. Your mom is the one that birthed you. He is another nigga. A bus run every 15 minutes. You can pick it up. Truthfully. Kick his ass to the curb and roll with your mom.
OMG.
The bus schedule is located on the side of the road.
Right?
Even if the mother and daughter does not have a wonderful relationship, I still say tell. Because why should he have the option or opportunity to have his cake and eat it too? Okay, Mom, we had a relationship. Boom, here's the proof. Or whatever. I'm not trying to compete with you. I know you're my mother. I know that we don't have a good relationship, but that could bring you and your mother a little bit closer together.
Amen.
People like, girl, you got my back for once.
It's a wrap for him.
A blessing in disguise.
It's a wrap.
Why should she pleasure or the satisfaction to have you and your mother. So he can be at the bar with his boys. You know, I'm knocking her and her mama.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, not here, boo.
Jerry's
Holla back. No thanks.
Right. Okay. Well, it seems like you got a lot to think about.
Yeah.
So, but thank you for your email, of course. Our next email, we're going to move on to a young man by the name of Devin. He's a flight attendant from a very popular airline, and he says, I've been traveling the world, both domestic and international, for now 12 years, and I love my job because I can see places that I would have never been able to see, or, you know, just dreaming of to see, you know. And he said, if I weren't a flight attendant. Now, the reason for this email is that I have a problem. I got a woman pregnant in Texas, and I got another woman pregnant in Florida. He says, the woman in Texas I really have feelings for and wouldn't mind building a solid relationship with her, but I don't know how to tell her that I have a baby on the way in another state. The fact that I didn't use protection with either is also a problem because the woman in Texas told me that she didn't know if she could trust anyone that travels for a living. It was all out of fun. Every time I'm in Texas, we'd go out clubbing, have a good time, and end up sleeping together, and I got pregnant. Okay? And as for the woman in Florida, it was pretty much the same deal, but I don't share the same kind of feelings as I do for the woman in Texas. He says, please help. How should I break the news to the woman that I really care for? And should I ask the other woman for an abortion?
Devin is riding dirty.
Devin is definitely riding dirty. Devin has two women pregnant in 2 different states. Devin has already lied to the one and made the one who said that she doesn't trust people who travel.
Yeah.
Already, you know, not fall in love but believe that he could be trusted.
Yeah. And
then he goes and gets somebody pregnant in another state. I think you honestly, first off, you should really prioritize and use protection because we just talked about that. I understand that, you know, you're jet setting, you're doing what you want to do, you're having a good time. But I mean, you got 2 babies. Yeah, you got 2 babies on the way. You have to man up and take responsibility for both of those children. And I know you know that. I would definitely, I would plan dinner, make it a really nice, easy, relaxed, comfortable night. Yeah.
Public place.
Lots of people around.
Lots of people in a quiet setting where you're not supposed to be loud.
Across the street from the police station because you might need law enforcement.
Yes.
Because you're not going to just tell me, sister, that
if it's a sister,
you want me to abort my baby because you were off somewhere else riding dirty.
No abortion.
So,
I'm not against abortion, but I am against you asking her to abort the baby because of the fact that you were irresponsible.
That's wrong.
Yes.
No offense, because we appreciate the fact that you wrote into us. We love that you're watching us. But you were being irresponsible.
Be honest, and also make sure
that's the key.
You get them to get an STD test because, and God knows only who you're screwing around with. Yeah, it's crazy. So
with H1N1 in the jaws, clearly, easily,
clearly.
Here, you know, this is my biggest pet peeve, and it's men that's not honest.
Honesty, right?
When a woman comes to you and she tells you that she's been hurt and she can't trust and whatever else she tells you, and you take it for granted, then you deserve to get burned. So, in other words, I would just say be completely honest with both people. And no matter, don't even spare anybody's feelings at this point because you already done fucked up. Be completely honest with both parties. You should not ask one woman to abort a baby that you laid down and made.
Okay.
And you shouldn't ask another one to have a baby
she knew
that
the
you laid down and made.
Though,
everybody knew the consequences of everything.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay.
She knew that when she laid down with him that pregnancy could be possible. He knew it when he laid down.
Exactly.
So if you set yourself up for that, you knew that. So if I laid down with you, you didn't use a condom, and I got pregnant, you decide you don't want to be with me, then that's just the bed that I have to be about.
Sign an agreement saying you're not going to sue me for child support.
Okay. Well, you guys heard that here. Of course.
Nothing.
YouTube,
hit your ass up. I know you work,
YouTube.com/TheSanzSho. Of course, and Facebook, you guys leave your comments. If you got any questions or you want to send in your emails and let us know what's going on in your world, you can do that at Tori Sands. That's TORRESANZ @gmail.com. Send us an email. Let us know what you're thinking and what your situation is. We'll be right back here at The Sanz Show.